This book proposes a series of possibilities for how we might do music theory differently, focused on how we think about listening, how we imagine the relationship between theory and musical practice, how we can incorporate many different musical repertoires and types of practices, and how we can position our students to be agents in their own educational development.
Because of the way that music theory is taught, it is often in a very structured way, and it's very largely focused on Western music. Because now we're in a world that's multipolar, there are so many different cultures in close proximity, it's really important to think of ways that are more open-ended, that allow for more music to be included and for more students from different backgrounds to bring their experiences to the music making process. So that's the reason why we need to rethink some of these fundamental questions about what do you need to teach in music theory, and think about how we can change things up.
The only thing that I would add to that is that exact same concept also applies to the kinds of career paths and creative activities that today's students are finding themselves on. The old models are largely no longer relevant to the kinds of prospects that emerging musicians have. Okay, on one level, music theory has to do with thinking critically and creatively about the music that we play and experience. In saying that, I mean to make music theory a really, really big and broad thing that is actually really hard to pin down into a definition. But I think that's a really important part of it, is to resist trying to pin it down to a definition. But that said, it does involve certain kinds of activities which involve, what we might traditionally call oral skills, and also about the relationship between what I call close contextual and creative listening to how one grows their own creative practice.
We often talk about music making, but it's less often that we talk about concept making, which I think is what the book is encouraging us to do. Essentially, we organize our world with concepts, so across all areas of life. And when it comes to, I think of music theory as a conceptual world to organize our practice, and it's something that can emerge from the performance and creative practice itself, and that's is often less thought of in that way.